Life Audio.
Today on Talk About That, John has an awkward encounter with a possum and issues a retraction about St. Bernards. Meanwhile, I perform at a wedding reception and reveal the world record for most people shaved in an hour. Plus a conversation about gratitude and why counting our blessings changes our mindset. Today's episode is not sponsored by Memory Foam Pillows. We forgive, but we never forget. But first, a word from our actual sponsor.
Cozy on up, Johnny, to another episode of Talk About That.
Snuggle in.
Yeah.
I wonder if everybody listens like that. Do you think any couples out there snuggle up and listen
Most
to the
people...
show? Do you have podcasts you listen to with the wife? Or do y'all have separate listening patterns?
Separate listening.
Anything on the road, though, you listen to together that you get into
we have
together?
Before.
Dateline?
No,
We're true crime people.
That's
so.
how she got me into the Enneagram. We listened to a podcast on the road one time.
Okay.
And then I went on that podcast later, which is really cool. Yeah.
That's a full circle moment.
It's like one of the first podcasts I ever actually listened to.
Yeah.
And then I went on it.
What is that one called? Typology.
Sorry.
Ian Cron?
Yeah. Ian Cron's podcast.
I even know about him.
Wow.
I'm not even an Enneagram guy, and I know about Ian Cron.
Yeah.
He sounds like some made-up person.
It sounds like a Bond character. You know what I'm saying?
Which I think that's because that was a guy named Ian something. That
Fleming, right?
Ian Fleming. So that's probably why we have it in our... But Ian Cron does sound like a supervillain.
Yeah.
Yeah. His origin story is really dark, and now he wants world domination through typology. Shout out to Ian Cron, not a sponsor.
Great guy. Funny guy.
Okay.
Smart. So...
Well,
I mean,
of course you're
he doesn't have this many. He
on.
doesn't have this many books behind him, but I mean, come
you'll
on,
get there. Stay with it, Ian.
Keep working it, Ian. But
John, how would you become a sponsor of this show? Maybe a supporter of the show?
You got to talkaboutthatpodcast.com.
Click on that upper right-hand link if you want to get ad-free content. We love our patrons. If you want to send a note to the show, we love hearing from you. Just send an email to hello at talkaboutthatpodcast.com. I want to read one such email today, John.
Okay.
We seem to have a pattern developing of people who love the show and also want to make a necessary correction, a course correction, because we say things and we're like, I think that's right, or we'll say things like pretty confidently that are turn out to be myths in culture.
Or maybe we're just misleading you on purpose.
Myth-leading.
So we can get
We're
myth-leading.
Yeah. Some of the leading myth podcasts. John, this one comes from a longtime listener, Colette Groves, who I met at my Greenville show.
Yeah.
She's, I think she's a Greenville resident. Greenville, South Carolina. South Carolina? Yes.
There's a Greenville, Tennessee.
No, she's South Carolina.
Okay.
But I met her at a show, and she's like, I'm Colette. I've been listening. I was like, oh my gosh, Colette. And I hugged her, and probably an uncomfortable long time. Like the Disney thing we talked about last week.
Didn't
I let Colette be the first one to release.
Yeah.
You have to listen to the last episode if you want to get that Disney principle. But she said, this goes back to an episode a few weeks ago where we talked about this long-standing, whatever your picture of a St. Bernard is this barrel around his neck. Right. And I've always been told the barrel was full of brandy because they rescue hikers and it warms you up or whatever, which I think that's even a myth, that alcohol will warm you. I don't know. But anyway, she just sent the email and it just says, per Google. So, I mean, first of all, it's a little snarky. She's like, you could have just Googled this.
Yeah.
Per Google, the role of the barrel. It says, while the brandy barrel is a myth, the dogs were indeed used to rescue people in the mountains. So that part was true, that St. Bernards are out there rescuing people. This part kind of is more interesting than the brandy barrel, though. The truth, it's one of those where the truth is better than the myth. Did you know this, John? The dogs would often lie on the injured to keep them warm while others went for help. So they didn't need the brandy. These dogs, a 150-pound dog is laying on you while you're injured because that'll warm you up. So they're just blanketing the... I'm a human blanket is what they're saying. Wow. But it's a canine blanket, I guess. And then she wrote, as for me, I'm thinking if a St. Bernard laid on you, that might be the end of you. So she was...
That's good.
You're probably right, Colette.
Yeah.
And then she wrote, in relation to that same episode where we talked about what would you choose as your form of execution
if
you were sentenced to death, we were kind of, posturing that, like, wherever you live, they just have a specific method, because that was about the guillotine and firing squad and all the other things. And I asked you that. It's a very dark end to the show, because I was like, what would you do? And you were like, what are we doing? But she was fascinated by that event. Like, Colette is right. But she said in South Carolina, you can choose your form of execution. And I guess that's current. That's wild to me.
Interesting.
So
if any of you guys are going to commit a crime bad enough to deserve execution,
just know,
maybe do it in South Carolina.
Right.
Because you have more choices there.
Yes.
I think is what she's trying to say. I think what she's doing is she's encouraging crime.
Here's how I want to die. I want a Saint Bernard
to lay on
top of me until I suffocate. Because I feel like that's...
By the way, I did a little search here.
Go ahead.
Giving brandy to hypothermia victims, as the legend suggests, is medically unsound. Alcohol causes blood vessels to dilate, leading to a temporary feeling of warmth, but accelerating heat loss from the body's core, worsening hypothermia.
So this whole thing of like, this will warm me up.
It feels warmer.
Guy with a flask.
See, sometimes, guys, it may feel like something's working.
Won't you?
Like it's helping you. But truthfully, it's causing you to get hypothermia faster, spiritually.
Spiritual hypothermia.
Spirothermia. It's
I'm sorry.
Theolomeria. Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I just got back this weekend from one of my weirder shows.
Okay.
And it was... I'm not gonna. It's weird because when you talk about a show, you're talking about a client who hired you. So I would never want to be like, I can't believe they even tried this. I won't say it was dumb, because I don't think it's dumb. I do think what they did was risky, though. Can I say that?
Yeah, it was. From what I know,
it's a calculated risk. So what happened was, this people reached out on my website months and months ago, probably over almost a year ago. Hey, we heard about you through, I think they were friends of Nate's, or Nate's brother-in-law pastors at their church, which is Church of the Highlands. So this was the mother of the bride, I think, reaching out. Hey, we want to do something like really cool for the cocktail hour. We thought,
because this is a wedding.
It's a big wedding.
Yeah.
They said we want to do something cool for the cocktail hour, and we thought, comedy would be a fun fit. And I immediately was like, what? And I thought, well, maybe they're big fans or something. That wasn't me. I was like, well, maybe everybody's like, look, I got a lot of fans.
Come on, guys.
But even if you have fans, it's a weird place for... Because I've done toasts and I've done things for friends' weddings.
Right.
And even that made me uncomfortable enough to be
because everyone expects you to be funny in the toast. Right?
Yeah, and so I was like, oof. To the point where all the kids in my college group started requesting that, to the point where I told a few of them, if you won't ask me to do anything in your wedding funny, I will give you $1,000. And I did it for a couple of them.
Yeah.
Because they were like, okay. And I did. I showed up with $1,000 in an envelope.
It was worth that much for you.
It was worth that much for me not to. So here I am getting an email many years later. And I go, this is, but I didn't have, at the time that we accepted this booking, I had nothing on my calendar in June. So I was like, you know what? If they're willing to put themselves out there, I'll do it. And then I've been not dreading it. That's not fair, but
it's an unorthodox place to do what you do.
It's got there's a margin of it to go bad. It's a big margin. Like for you to do well, it's like the shot like at the Death Star. Where he goes like it's got to go in the portal and down the and I'm not trying to pretend that what I do is important, but
you're just saying that these people's wedding was like a Death Star.
I need to shoot these people. No. So I was apprehensive about the show, to say the least. So I show up. Well, by the way, they wanted 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's a full show.
And then they also told me as I was getting closer to it that you're a surprise for the guests who are going to be basically standing around in this tent and don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Which feels like Andy Kaufman time. Like, is this a stunt? It feels like Borat. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. And again, these people are... The mother of the bride was a fan. She was like, I'll watch your clips. You're perfect. It'd be great. We've watched so many videos, and we think they're going to love you. And I go, well, those clips you watched were in a room where people knew they were going to get comedy.
Right. And paid to come.
Sometimes it doesn't translate to a wedding tent.
Where family members are catching up with one another.
Yeah, they want to talk. They want to talk about what they've just seen. So I get there, and the whole day I'm kind of like, it's hot, Alabama, and I'm just pacing around in my suit coat, being like, well, this is going to be interesting. When I tell you, the storm of all storms kicks up that delays the wedding. And it's an outdoor wedding party. It's like this place that you can't even, I can't imagine what they paid for this wedding. It was a very nice wedding. So I'm waiting and I'm like, oh no. I'm in the tent and water is pouring off the tent. The DJ had to save my guitar.
Oh no.
Because the water was pouring so bad. And I was in my car trying to just wait it out. And I was just like, I bet you my guitar is getting ruined right now. And so I finally get in during a break in the storm, and the DJ's like, I had to pull everything in. I got your guitar. So it got a little bit wet, but not what it could have been. I go, you saved it. You're my man. So then he goes, all right, yeah. So I'm waiting, and it's pouring down rain so much that the people are all standing in this little clubhouse area off from the tent waiting to, and they're looking out at all these rows of chairs, 200 chairs that are out there just getting soaked.
That they're about to go sit in. Yeah.
And I'm like, somebody's got to go wipe these chairs down. So it finally stops raining. People are going to wipe down these chairs. Sure enough, somebody comes out, all the help come out with the towels and the things and all the catering people. And I'm like, this is what a wild thing to have spent all that money on. And now you realize like your guests are having to like clomp out there in their high heels on this freshly. I mean, it was a monsoon.
I've been in weddings like this. Yeah. Yeah. It's
people are dressed to the nines. I mean, it's a beautiful place, beautiful wedding party. And I'm like, okay. And now I'm like going, now these people are going to be irritated when they walk over to the tent, which is 50 feet from them, for the cocktail hour. Now it's like, and now here's a guy you don't know that thinks he's funny. He's going to tell jokes for 45 minutes. So I'm like, okay. And then I kept thinking, like, what's going on? What's going to happen? But I'm trying to get my head around it. And like, oh, this will be fine. And, you know, I've bombed before, whatever. And then the wedding planner comes up. And she goes, hey, she's handing me my check. That's always good when you get it up front.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, oh, here's this.
But we need you to bring the ring down the aisle.
She said, yes. Can you sing a special? Do you know Jesu Jorah's Desire? Okay, so I go, hey, and she goes, here's this. She goes, listen, we're pushed on time now because now, and I didn't think about this, but they have to get the people in the cocktail hour, which was going to be a full hour at that time. Then they're going for like a full catered meal in this little clubhouse area.
So this has messed up the meal timing now.
Right. And so they go, hey, do you care to do just like 10 to 15 minutes?
You're like.
And I go, I think I can. And inside I'm like. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I will kiss you on the lips, lady. And which would have been bad.
Right. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's how you.
She's a stranger. But I go, yeah, I could. She goes, you don't care?
I guess I can.
I go, she goes, you don't mind? I go, no, I do not mind. And so I was like, well, now I got a fighting chance. Because if I can just hold him for 10 minutes, So sure enough, but there's no intro. They go, these people are going to, and they're all, it's a flamingo party. And then I asked the DJ 10 minutes before, I go, hey, would you give me an intro? And it's this guy, we'd become friends by then.
Jonnie.
Oh, dude, he did. He came up and gave can I get everybody? It took him like 30 seconds to get everybody just to calm down.
And that would have had to be
That would have been me. I'd have been the substitute teacher. He got them all to quiet down. He goes, hey, we're so glad you're here. Let's give another hand to the bridegroom. They clap quietly. Then they quiet down again. Then he goes, we got something special. The mother of the bride thought it'd be great if we just kind of laugh together for a few minutes as we do this. And so, and then he reads my intro that I sent him, a little 2-sentence intro. And he pumped it up.
Yeah.
And then they were quiet. I go, dude, I told him after, I go, you bought me 20 seconds of a chance to win them over. So I got in, I got a laugh. I think the first thing I said was, this is probably a bad idea. I couldn't help. I couldn't help but say like, this is probably. And then I think I grabbed the guitar and started singing, It's Like Rain on Your Wedding Day. I did the whole ironic thing, which that got a laugh. So I was off to the races, but that guy saved the show. To the point where I Venmoed him $100 because he saved my guitar and he saved the show.
Yeah.
So I did probably 10 to 12 minutes and got out. And I do not know if I could have held them for 45. I would love to think that I had them. I was getting laughs. So, I'm a pro. They were with me.
But was it a lot of still chitter-chatter?
There was some chitter-chatter in the back.
Yeah.
But there were real laughs happening. But it was not like...
That was Uncle Billy.
It was Uncle Billy.
How he gets in the cocktail hour.
He was a little... He would have been warmed up, if you know what I mean.
You know what I'm saying?
But falsely so.
Right, because his hypothermia would have set in faster. Right.
But it was one of those I've been doing this 16 years. It took all 16 years of my training to get through that 12 minutes.
Wow. Because
you're just like, all right, what's next? What's next? Oh, that guy over there is distracted. Okay, this guy. And people are mostly standing,
that's
holding a
good.
drink, which comedy's not built for that.
No.
And so I was making fun
It's
of a
built
guy,
for the drink part,
a
but not
guy
the
over
standing.
here wearing like a salmon colored coat, thinking like he looks like he's got a lot of money. Should I pick on him? I'm doing it. And then you would do it and we get a big laugh and I go, going back to him.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just making all these decisions, just boom, boom, boom. And I'm thinking like, even 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do this.
No.
Not that it's some superhero, but I shouldn't have done it. But we did it and I made it through it. And I want to thank the Lord for the storm. Because listen, sometimes you think a storm's a bad thing, John. And sometimes it buys you some time.
Sometimes it's just to get that DJ ready to...
Sometimes you want to do 45 minutes because you're like, I'm a big comedian. And sometimes the Lord says, you need to do about 12.
To do about 10, yeah. Yeah.
And 12 may be too many, honestly. You need to get out.
Yeah.
So, there's a scripture that talks about, like, some people will enter heaven like a man through a wall of flames.
That's what this, yeah.
That's what I felt like when I got out of Alabama. I was like, I made it. People were happy.
Yeah.
They seemed happy. Oh, it was so perfect. It was great. But I smelled like smoke. My clothes smelled like smoke coming out of that because it was interesting. I sweat. I actually sweat. But some of that was the post-rain. I'm in a Alabama tent.
It gets muggy.
But some of it was just like, this could go either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did it. And but I'd like to thank the people who hired me, and it was great. And if you'd ever want me to do your wedding, lose my email. No, I would probably do it again because I'm...
And it's terrifying to think about because like there's only two things as a speaker that I manuscript every word.
Yeah.
Weddings and funerals.
Right.
Weddings more than funerals even. I might go off script a little bit in a funeral, never in a wedding.
Yeah.
Because
it's somebody's moment.
It's their moment. It's being videoed for all time. You can mess it up. Like I did my niece's wedding and I had everything great, but I had paper I had printed, and we were outside, and it got real windy.
Yeah.
It's happened to me twice now. So now I'm using an iPad when I do it outside, and it starts blowing the pages, and then they're making me hold a microphone and this.
You need both hands.
Like I can't turn, so I'm using instead of a handheld, and it was, those little things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't. So if I was trying to like also ad lib, because I've seen those guys get up there and say something stupid about, she was in my youth group when she was dating Chad.
And she thought she'd never get over Chad.
Right,
but
like,
here we are today, Ricky.
And then he goes, and then he'll go, and do you take Chad? I mean, Ricky. And then he says the wrong name or whatever because you've been talking about it. It's like, no. And often I'm marrying people who I was in their childhood.
You were around for Chad.
Right. I knew Chad, and Chad's maybe sitting over there. And so you can't say Chad. So
Chad's single tear goes down Chad's cheek, maybe sometimes. Then he gets up and he ad-libs.
Right?
You don't want that.
No, you
John,
don't.
Speaking of ad-libs.
Ad-libs.
Let's take a minute and hear from some pre-recorded ads from some of our fine sponsors.
Johnny, we're going to put the Jets on.
Okay.
We're gonna move this.
Bring
show
this
along.
in for a landing.
This is my segment. We call it. They talked about that. Eric Hoffer. He was a 20th century philosopher, writer.
Okay.
Won the Presidential Medal of Freedom in like
we have
1983.
modern philosophers, John?
Oh, yeah.
Do people call themselves philosophers today?
Johnny, you're talking to one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even mean that. Okay, go ahead.
Put that on your card.
Eric Hoffer.
I think you only get to be called that after the fact.
Or people can call you that. You don't call
Right.
yourself. It's like calling yourself a philanthropist is kind of.
Yeah.
It kind of
Or a
icky, right?
humorist.
We say, I'm a philanthropist.
Yeah.
I give a lot of money. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It's my gift.
Yeah. Humorist falls in that.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy was really a philosopher.
Yes.
So I think he was a professor and taught and wrote, so that's another way to know. He says, the hardest arithmetic to master is that which enables us to count our blessings. That count our blessings expression from two church guys growing up in church, it is the easiest thing for me to roll my eyes at.
Right, sure.
But the longer, especially that I go as a dad, the more I am convinced that gratitude is the antidote to almost everything emotionally and mentally in terms of like an acute feeling of something that you can't control. And I've told the church this before. I started I practice. I don't do it every day. I don't know why I don't. I don't know why this is so hard.
Yeah.
But when I do it, it works every single time.
Yeah.
If you will stop and don't hurry and don't roll your eyes, but really try to thank God for 10 things that you talk to him about why. Like, God, I want to thank you for when my wife had a brain aneurysm 26 years ago, 25 years ago now, that I asked you to save her and you didn't have to, and you did. And now we've been married all these years. Like, so, really talk about what it is.
Yeah.
By number 5 or 6 of doing that, and you're talking less than 5 minutes, everything about how you feel in life is usually changed. If I feel anxious, it usually goes away. If I felt like this problem was so big it can't be faced, because what it does is it takes you, this is one of the reasons I'm a history writer, and I read a lot of history. I find great comfort in seeing somebody go through something that I can compare to. And even people come, do you think this is, some of the staff was asking yesterday, they were more like on the theological side. But, there's a lot happening in the Middle East right now and other things. And so pastors start getting a lot of questions, And I was like, this could be something, sure. Also, this has happened about 1,000 times. And every time people ask these questions so yes, this could be. And also, when I was a kid, we thought this and this happened. And history brings us to a place of going, okay, I don't have to freak out necessarily. Just stay the course. And so, I want to master. That's I think the point. That's what he's saying. It's hard for whatever reason to master that arithmetic. We know that arithmetic works.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to master gratitude as a way of being?
Yeah, I think I told this story on the podcast before, but one of our friends, Chuck Lester, he attended this church that was like the Christian concert church. Every major market city had the church in the 90s and early 2000s that was the Christian concert church. And they brought a guy in the mid 90s who was a big deal on Christian radio. And he did his whole first 5 or 6 songs, and it was fine. But then they stopped in the middle of the show, and they had this thing that the pastor there insisted on doing, which was interviewing him on stage.
Yeah.
And part of that interview was tell me about your Jesus story.
Yeah.
And the guy didn't fight him on it, but was like, well, this kind of breaks up the show and it's whatever, but I'll do it if it's a requirement. If it's a deal breaker, we'll do it. So they didn't give him fits, but it was more of all right, So the middle of the show happens. And of course, Chuck, our friend, was a pastor. So he put a lot of emphasis on this, but it really, I always think about it because he said the second half of the show was so much better. The attitude of the guy, because it was he reminded himself of all the things that God had done for him. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have manufactured that moment had it not been set before him. But because you had to take 20 minutes and tell somebody about what God had done for you and what he redeemed you from and where you started and now where you are. And he's just it was at 2 different concerts. Just because of that reminding, that counting, like you said. So, I don't know. There's something to it for sure. Resetting your mind, reframing it. Yeah, because I think what we assume is information known is information that goes into some back filing cabinet. And we don't realize that reminding ourselves of certain things is not just information. There's more to it than that. Yeah. And we're such a knowledge-based, we think we are. I think actually people have more information and are less knowledgeable. Yeah. The information's all on a shallow level. I hear about these podcasts out there where people are just saying things. Yeah. And they're not even looking up to see if it's, come on. Who are these people?
Who are these people? Talking about ranch
dressing.
No,
there is something there was a video I watched yesterday about that, about one of the rises of this culture. One of the big problems that we're going to be having is a nerd who is anti-intellectual. You're fascinated with a subject that you don't have any knowledge about and don't have any interest in gaining knowledge about it. You just love talking about it.
You're considered an expert on something.
You love talking about it, but you don't have any interest in finding out facts about it.
Yeah, expertise is no longer tied to, I think, a mastery.
Yeah.
Right? It's no longer tied to actually...
We're almost mock masters now.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He thinks he's a big deal because he went to college. You're like, no, it's actually important.
Well, there's a lot of research about I think what truly divides American culture today. Again, you can always look through federalism, anti-federalism. You can look through North and South. You can look through Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal. There's all these lenses. You can look in the racial lens.
Yeah.
The main thing that divides us now is an assumption in many ways of the elitists versus the common sense people.
Right.
And both sides think the others are, and I've been guilty. I had a conversation today with someone like, I'm going to say something. I don't want to sound like I know everything, right? Mm-hmm. And then there are those, if you now to have an education, well, you got that from some, I don't know, crazy left-wing college.
Education itself is woke, or education itself is leftist or whatever. Just learning.
And even if you went to a Christian school or whatever, it's like, so because it's insecurity, because you're saying, are you saying that I'm dumb? That's the question.
Yeah.
And I've engaged people that I thought I had a lot of information in something that maybe and they didn't, and I was wrong.
Yeah, or they ended up teaching you something.
They did. I mean, they cleaned my clock in that conversation. It was like, oh, okay.
We call it talk about that.
And so, the truth is, information is not just about knowledge, right? Sometimes there's a truth that you already know that needs to be revisited daily.
Yeah, and it's how you get it into your heart, right? That's how that's how it becomes like real to you, is you remind yourself again and again and again. Yeah.
And I think that's even the spiritual path, right? You're returning to this. What does Jesus say? If you come to this, if you drink the water that I give you, then it will become a well within you, springing up. And you'll never thirst again. Well, it doesn't mean you stop drinking.
Right.
It means that the source of it is something you drink from every day.
Right.
There's still a practice happening. It's not just like once and for all, you're no longer thirsty. It's that, no, you'll have what you need to drink from it.
Right.
You go back to the same thing. So, yeah, interesting.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
That's really good. All right, John, let's do my segments to wrap up the show. Let's start with Johnny's old jokes. We call it Joke About That. John, my boss was honest with me today. He pulled up to work with his sweet new car this morning, and I complimented him on it. He replied, well, if you work hard, set goals, stay determined, and put in long hours, I can get an even better one next year. Speaking of elitists and common man, that's kind of a,
That's a good mystery.
That's a good one, that's kind of a highlights what we were just talking about, if somebody feels like common men are being trod upon by the elite.
Yeah.
Another one here, John. A man is walking through the woods when he sees a bear. I love men in the woods and the bear. There's a lot of men in woods and bears jokes.
Yeah.
It's a good structure. Man's walking through the woods when he sees a bear charging at him. He sees it, but he knows he can't outrun the bear for long, so he starts praying, Dear Lord, I beseech thee, please, O Lord, please let this bear be a Christian. The bear catches up to him, knocks him down on the ground, and then gets on his knees and says, Dear Lord, thank you for this food that I'm about to receive. That's a great joke. All right, John, let's wrap up with This Week in History. We call it Talk About Then. John, this week, 1988, the world record for shaving was set. Denny Rowe shaved how many men in 1 hour? According to the Guinness Book of Records, John. Would you like to guess? How many men in an hour?
78.
1,994 men. These men are somewhere bleeding out.
Yeah, no. Was he using a straight razor?
I don't know.
He had to be.
Yikes. Yeah, it had to be a straight razor. He is just... This is wild.
Wow.
Either he's amazing or this is some... Blood is everywhere, and he's just like, "Are we still counting these?
Oh my gosh!
Do we count? I mean, if he nicks you,
well, even if you die, you know what they say:
so,
once shaved, always shaved. So, okay,
we moved on from the joke about that segment, John. This is history now. John, this week, 1877, James Montgomery Flagg was born. Do you know what? Do you
I have no idea on this one.
Registering that name at all? With 2 G's, Flagg. I think it's interesting that his name was Flagg because he was an American artist. He created the I Want You Uncle Sam recruiting posters in 1917. I did not know this, though. Did you know he used his own face as the model for the poster?
Huh. He's
James
Uncle
Montgomery
Sam.
Flagg is Uncle Sam.
Wow.
I didn't know it was a self-portrait.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, right?
That is.
I guess he
pretty
figured,
cool.
look, I'm making this recruiting poster. I'm going to get in on this.
What is that? What is? I think it. Why Uncle Sam? Is it
I don't
something
wonder whether-
America, like the AM.
I don't know. Why is it Uncle Sam?
I don't know. You know, Ulysses S. Grant.
Because Sam wasn't his name. Maybe he had an Uncle Sam that he was trying to pay tribute to.
I don't know. They called
Uncle Sam.
Ulysses S. Grant U.S. Grant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he technically didn't have a middle name. But
I know what it is. USAM. USA military. That's probably what it is. I bet if I'm...
there's no way to know.
You don't know? Okay, we'll look it up. Send us a note to hello.
Yeah,
at
we'll look it up
talkabout
off the air, but we'll see what.
Hello at
This is the fun part.
talkaboutpodcast.com. John, finally, this week in 1815, the Battle of Waterloo. Napoleon Bonaparte is defeated by the Duke of Wellington, no relation to the Wethingtons, my family, during the 100 Days War. It's kind of one of the most famous, last battles Napoleon's defeated. And it makes the list because I read a weird fact about Napoleon the other day that didn't make the show. It got bumped. But I wanted to bring it up. So the Battle of Waterloo happened to fall on this week in 1815. Did you know, John, that Napoleon Bonaparte was once attacked by a herd of rabbits during a hunting trip?
Did you say rabbits?
Rabbits.
Attacked.
This is like Monty Python stuff.
Okay.
The story came from the memoirs of French General Baron Thibault, who said that while on a hunting trip, a herd of rabbits, is herd the right? What is a group of rabbits? He called it a herd.
I don't know.
No way to know. Swarmed
A
Napoleon.
hobbit? I don't know. Sorry, good.
They swarmed Napoleon, seemingly mistaking him for a source of food. Again, Napoleon gets this weird rap for being, because even calling a Napoleon complex that he was this diminutive person. But I've read more than one place that he was average height for men in his day.
Yeah.
Like 5'7", 5'8".
Maybe
He was not a tiny
maybe his
person.
enemies started that rumor to try
It's
to...
kind of it's like a weird
diminish
disinformation. Yeah, it's like a propaganda tool to make, and it enraged
Maybe this
him.
is too, by the way.
I don't know, but it's in the memoirs of Baron Thibault. Seemingly mistaken for a source of food, they swarmed him. He was forced to retreat to his carriage to escape the, quote, bunny onslaught. I got to do more research on this one.
Yeah, that one's...
You think it's dubious?
Seems like folklore to me.
I don't know, man.
I don't
It
know.
seems like it would be the number one thing we would know about Napoleon if it was true, right?
Yeah.
You'd be like, you mean the guy that
The bunny
conquered all
guy.
these? Oh, the bunny guy.
Yeah.
That's what you would... He would be taunted by his enemies just doing the little...
Sharp, pointy teeth.
That rabbit was dynamite. It reminded me, though, of a story. One time I was at a park with Curry. We used to go to the park. We're dating, and it's, we're broke. We're working minimum wage jobs. Went to a lot of parks. We're sitting on a swing. And it was one of these parks just overrun with trees, like a park. Because there's a lot of parks now, they're not, there's a lot of parks just like not a ton of trees. These are a lot of old, mature trees. So just squirrels everywhere. Mm-hmm. Squirrels are usually terrified of a human. You get close enough, they dart away. We're sitting down, and we've been there a while, so the squirrels get more comfortable with you. And this squirrel starts walking closer. We're like, oh, that squirrel's coming right up to us. He's not afraid of us. Look at that. Mm. As he gets closer, though, it turns to, apprehension. Is this squirrel?
Rabid?
Or is it? Why is it getting this close to us and not being afraid? Mm. Should we be afraid?
Yeah.
So, there's that line. What is that line? I think that could tell you a lot about what kind of person you are. How close is too close for a furry creature?
So the other night,
yeah,
the electricity went off for an hour for no reason in the middle of the night.
Squirrel cut your
My
power.
wife didn't wake up.
Oh.
My daughter did. I got up, and I'm trying to sleep. I felt like sleep, then it comes back on. So everything's on now, right?
Right.
Everything beeps and all this stuff. Well, we have this fan outside because we have a smoker now. Not a person.
What's a fan smoking?
So
I don't understand what's going on.
When the smoke would come into the house, and so then we installed a fan that blows it away. So
you
it has
fancy.
It has a light on it.
Yeah.
And so with the power surge or change had turned this light on. Mm-hmm. So I go to open the back door on the deck
right.
to turn off that light. I open it. There is I don't know, I wouldn't call it a baby, but I wouldn't call it full grown. I would say a teenage possum.
I don't think possums live to be teenagers.
A possum is right there.
Are there possum years?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
What possum years? But we have this little screen that you walk through.
Right.
And like he's so close. His nose is touching the screen.
Okay.
And I look down at him, and he just kind of looks up at me like a furry little dog would.
Right.
And I go, oh, I'm not, because he may come in the house if I try to step past him to get to this
weird
light.
night.
And then I got a possum in the house.
Yeah.
Which would make a great story, but I would be like in a Napoleon.
Possum in the House is like a great children's book name.
Yeah. And so I go back out like 10 minutes later. He's not moved. He's
like, this is my house now.
This is his unfettered approach. Like he's going to be right there. And he kept looking at me like,
he's like your pool.
Hey, you want to hang out? Like he wouldn't move.
But you're always afraid, like possums can go from like, hey, I'm just a possum to that.
Yeah, that's
they
what
got that thing where they open their mouth like a cat and they just hiss at you.
Like, what if he's ready?
I've seen those things. There was somebody that opened a cabinet in a video that I saw on YouTube years ago, and a possum was in their cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
And it reared back and made this sound and showed its teeth, and I was like, that's what people are terrified of.
You could have, like, he was so cute, you almost wanted to pet him. But then I thought, yes, as soon as I start to,
I think if a possum's tail was furrier, it's that skinny, bald tail that makes a possum gross to us. That's all it is. Because, I've always heard that a squirrel is just like a rat with good PR. That's what you always... Right. It's true, because it's like that furry tail does a lot. It's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for a squirrel. It's a rabid animal,
I'm pretty
usually.
certain that there's lots of animals living under my deck right now, under the house. Yeah. I know there are. I know there's rabbits. But my dog is freaking out, and they've been chewing.
Oh, so
the animals have been chewing through the lattice a little bit. They've been opening the holes wider, and I have to go like cover them with something so that my dog doesn't go through.
Right.
But there may be a possum. I think we saw a groundhog the other day. So I'm about to have...
You got a little petting zoo down
there. We have a mutual friend who now works for like a animal trapping company. I'm going to have his people come out.
Varmint removers.
Just come see what's under there. I don't know. Could be a whole...
Those guys make a lot of money because people don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I don't have...
They're just like, whatever you charge...
Just come trap it.
Just throw me a number. They could say any number. You could be like, will you get the bats out?
That's
all I want to know.
Right now, it's not really bothering me that much.
What's bothering your dog?
He loves it.
You got possums moving in, John.
Hunting. He thinks listen, he's obsessed with it. It gives him something to think about. But like, I'm going out of town.
Okay. You got rodents wanting to sublet.
I'm going to have to go through and make sure that all those holes are covered properly. Because what if I'm gone and he gets under there and then he's in there sparring with some wild animal? You know what I'm saying?
And now you start charging admission. Now we got something.
I was watching The Office the other day, and Meredith walks up on this meeting the salespeople are having in the warehouse. She's not a salesperson. Like, dude, what are you doing? Get out of here. She's like, sorry, I thought there might have been a dog fight or something. Like, just saw a group of people and assumed it was a dog fight.
Dude, you could have your dog fighting possums and bring neighbors. Come on, man.
My dog
Do you think your dog would win a possum fight?
Are you kidding?
No.
He's a 9-pound Bichon poodle.
He's an inside
But
dog.
he thinks.
Yeah. He's not got the street smarts.
No. He barks a lot at things outside and looks out there, but he stands at the top of the steps scared sometimes to go down.
Sure.
He's a wimp. He's a nice dog, but again, like I said, not always a good dog.
Guys, be careful out there. If you see a wild animal.
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
Please be careful.
Don't pet the possums.
Don't pet the possums.
No. Or the rabbits, apparently.
There's always people that have like exotic pets like that, and I always wonder what their life is like. Curry used to, when she worked at a vet clinic, there was people who would have exotic pets, and they would treat them, but they would be on the sly, like, because you're not supposed to have them in Tennessee. But somebody had a skunk that they had descented, and they like had a pet skunk.
Interesting.
I
do have one more animal story.
Okay.
I don't know how, because my grass wasn't that high, but we have a lot of rabbits in the yard. But usually,
you didn't mow over them.
So someone had built a rabbit it wasn't someone, it was a rabbit, made a nest.
Someone, I won't name him, Peter.
Like, it was right in the middle, like right past the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And I saw all this, like...
He built a what?
A nest.
Oh, a nest.
And so
in the ground, burrowed.
Burrowed down to the ground.
Sure.
Like out in the middle of the yard. So I'm mowing, and I see this kind of like, there's pine straw and stuff. And I was like, what is that? Oh, no. And so I go and mow over, and it comes up, and down in there is just like, it's like a pile of babies. Just alive, moving all over each other. Okay. It's like, oh no. And so I go and get pine straw. I thought, well, I've done ruined this now.
You didn't mow over it and kill the babies.
No.
Though. Okay.
There's this legend, if you touch
a weird way to end the show.
Yeah. So I cover it back up with my own pine straw and think, well, this is not going to end well. So I come back, like, I don't know, a few days later, I pull up. And by the way, those baby rabbits grow fast.
Sure.
So there's still like a pile of rabbits just kind of all moving in there. just rabbit parts everywhere.
Right.
But they're bigger. I was like, okay, how are they surviving? I don't know if mom's coming.
They're huddled up like a St. Bernard.
I don't know. Yeah, I was like,
caring for each other.
I cover back up again. And then 2 weeks later, I go out and the hole's empty. So they made it. The reason I know they made it is I go to mow, and I guess they're still out there in the yard, and I see these baby rabbits go, I mean, almost right. They start running, and so I have to stop.
Yeah, because you can't
And I chase one of them over like into the bush area where they could be safe, and one goes out.
You got to cut your grass shorter. So
it was already short, and I never ran over a rabbit. They all survived. But it was like I'd created a little incubator for them.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's why you don't let it go that long. If you listen, some of y'all out here,
some of y'all need
letting your lives go, you're creating a place where stuff can grow and live.
Yeah.
And some stuff you don't want.
Yeah.
I mean, but bunnies are adorable, so that's not a good analogy.
And I was like, if
sin.
I run over one of these, it's not going to be good.
I know.
And I didn't. That was a blessing.
That's really good.
Didn't want to.
That's a happy ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you did take their home away.
No, they don't need it anymore.
Oh, they don't use the den?
No.
After that?
No, now they're out. I don't know where they're
going. The world
going.
is their den.
Yeah. They have left the nest, literally.
Won't
you know what I'm saying? They're out there.
So they're out there dancing and prancing.
Who knows what? It was a happy ending. Johnny, where can they learn more about the show?
Talkaboutthatpodcast.com.
Yeah.
We love our patrons. Thanks for supporting the show. Send us some more emails and more corrections, please.
Yeah.
We're happy. Listen, we're happy to own our mistakes.
We really love the corrections.
We're not proud people.
This is called Bantertown for a reason. We enjoy the banter.
Nobody calls it that but you, John.
Well, it's. I think it's going to catch on. We're only 364 episodes in.
Yeah.
You should check out Jonnie W, JONNIEW.com for new tour dates. And,
yes, tons of great shows coming up. Adding new cities every week. If you're in the Nashville area, I've got a show coming up at the Lab at Zane's where I'll be doing a lot of new material. Jonnie W and Friends, that's July 22nd. Tickets available, JonnieW.com.
And you can also see Johnny at the Grand Ole Opry on
July 9th.
July 9th.
Wednesday, July 9th, my Opry debut.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fun one.
I
think the Isaacs are on there, Gospel Legends, the Isaacs. And some other artists have just gotten added to that show. So I don't even know who's going to be added. So you just do your little segment. And so.
Hey, we'll be there.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'll be the heckler in the anyway. It's going to be funny.
You'll be the nays.
The one time I come to heckle, that'll be great.
That would be hateful.
Hey guys, thanks for the time you gave us though. Hey, don't heckle us. Just send us good emails. We like it because we enjoy doing this every week here on
Talk About That.